It is currently December 8th, 2018. And I just finished my first draft of my upcoming project that I like to call a young adult novel. Paranormal, I guess, is the only way I'd call it. It's definitely not sci-fi, definitely not fantasy, specifically paranormal. So excited. So in this video, I'm going to talk about things that I learned while writing my first draft, because it definitely needs a lot of work still, but I finally was able to write the end today. I already have a bunch of scenes that I want to add, so it's currently at about 348 pages exactly. So I'm imagining it's probably gonna go to around like 370, if not more. Probably about the 100,000 word mark is where I'm hoping to keep it. So who knows how long it's going to take me to add all my personal edits, and then I'll be giving it to some family and friends to get their feedback, incorporate their feedback into another round of edits, and then from there I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to go the self-publishing or the traditionally publishing route. I figure because paranormal's not really in the traditionally published marketing at this time, I'll probably end up doing self-publishing, but since it's going to take me some time to be able to save all that money, because I want to do it the right way to self-publish, I figured I'll use that time to try to query and go through that process anyways. So yeah, stick around if you want to know the tips and advice that I have to give if you're going to start your own journey in doing your first draft of your upcoming novel. Okay, so I think the first and best piece of advice that I have to offer is plot. Outline, whatever. Outline. Because I'm what is called a pantser, which is basically someone who can just kind of sit at their computer and write off the pants of something, whatever. Basically a pantser over a plotter. And so while that definitely got me through about half of the novel, the reason it took me so long, or that I took that couple months break in between the first half and the second half, is because I realized that I didn't really know where I was going with it. I had no idea what was going to be next. I had no idea what the end game was going to be. I was just kind of writing as I thought of it, basically. And so like I said, that's fine and all, but it's definitely really difficult when you hit about that halfway mark and you can no longer come up with what's next, or at least something good that's supposed to happen next. So even if it's just as simple as beginning, middle, end, chapter by chapter, just anything, just have an idea of what you want your first half and your second half to be. So that's definitely my biggest piece of advice, because during NaNoWriMo, November 2018, that's what I started doing. I just did it by chapter. So all these little post-it notes on my wall back here, these are all the chapters that I currently have, and then I'm going to add some stuff in there with a different color sticky note. That's later. So my first piece of advice is definitely outline as much as you can, even if it's super vague. Trust me, it's going to help you in the long run. And second, I'm just going to say, everybody, and I know you'll hear this from every writer, but everyone thinks that their writing sucks. Even me, I feel like I wrote 350 pages of pure crap, but that doesn't mean that it can't get better. There's gonna be a million rounds of editing. Like, I used to hear stories about authors that took 4 or 5 years to finish their book, and I was like, how? Like, I can do half of a book, or 150 pages, 200 pages in like a couple weeks. Like, I don't understand. And it's because editing takes so long. You're gonna go through your own edits, you're gonna go through beta readers, you're gonna go through professional editors. So don't feel bad when you think your first round is crap, because it's gonna get better. You're gonna reread it, you're gonna add things, you're gonna fix things, whether it's tone, whether it's character development, whether it's plot. It's fixable. That's what matters. It's fixable. Don't lose hope, which is something I have to remind myself too. Because like I said, I think I wrote 350 pages. Oh crap. But this is my dream novel. This is the one novel I thought that I would never be able to write because I wasn't good enough, and I said F it. During this NaNoWriMo, the November 2018, I was gonna do it. Here I am, December 8th or whatever, and I finished it. Even though in my head it's totally not finished because, like I said, there's so many things that I want to add, but I was able to write the end, so that's what matters. Third, I just want to say you have to believe in yourself. Even if you think everything's crap, you have to believe that your end result is going to be the best version of itself. And no, you're not going to be able to do that alone. I always thought like, oh, I can just read it and edit it myself, but as I was going through it, I realized like I wanted other people's opinions, and you have to be really open about that. I get super nervous, super embarrassed when I talk about my book to other people, but when I'm able to do that and then they give me feedback, it's so helpful. So you have to believe in yourself. Don't think that your idea is crap or that no one's gonna want to read it, because it's not true. I promise, if it's about vampires or werewolves or fairies or something that's totally be done and would probably not be able to be picked up in the traditionally published world, I promise that I would read it because I love that crap. I love paranormal. And there's still so many other people in the world that love it too. Doesn't matter if it's a cliche, doesn't matter if it's the same story over and over again. I promise you, there's someone that's gonna want to read it, and if it's your dream, write it. Don't let other people tell you how your dream is supposed to look. So, even though my novel, spoiler alert, is about demons, like I said, it's my dream novel, and I'm sure that there's gonna be someone out there who's gonna want to read it too. And so that's what mattered to me. And of course there's so many other ideas that I have in my head, whether it's contemporary, whether it's more paranormal, it doesn't matter. You just have to write what you love or else you're gonna get bored. You are, like, you can't write 350 plus pages or whatever your goal is of stuff that you're not gonna like just because you think it's gonna make a couple bucks. So that's my third biggest piece of advice. Even if you think no one's gonna want to read it, I promise you there's somebody who's gonna want to read it. So just write it because it's your dream, it's your passion, it's your future, it's your words, it's your time, it's your effort, it's your blood, sweat, and tears. So just do it. Don't worry about all that other stuff. Worry about it later, but just be proud of what you're writing, and even if you think it's crap, trust me, in the end, it's gonna be alright. Let's see, what else do I got? I think those are my three biggest pieces of advices that I learned while doing my first draft, because I went through a lot of doubt. I looked to a bunch of other books that I knew were successful and for inspiration, which is totally fine. Not plagiarism, of course, just inspiration. Just know that you're probably always going to doubt yourself in one way or another. Sometime or another, you're eventually going to doubt yourself. And that's okay. It's normal. Everyone goes through it. Trust me. Everyone thinks that their stuff is crap or it's not going to work or they're not going to be successful. But you're never going to know if you don't try. So I would say the plotting piece of advice is definitely more of the mechanics, just to help you get through the book. The second piece of advice is more personal. Don't worry about it. If you think it sucks, it's going to get better. And the third piece of advice, again, more personal, which is just believe in yourself, believe in your work. If you got it in you, you got it in you. Not everyone can, has the strength to be a writer. So if it's something that you want to do and you're able to actually do it, do it. Don't hold your dream back from the world, is basically what I'm saying. Because there are tons of self-published authors that are so successful, and it's not something to be belittled anymore. People even just a couple years ago would always think like, oh, it's like self-publish, it's because you weren't good enough, right? That's so not the case anymore. Most people do it because they love the options that they have. They no longer have to stick to the rules of traditionally published work. Gives them the freedom and gives them the creativity that they want to be as a writer. So it's totally something not to look down on anymore. So like I said, there's someone going to be out there who's going to want to read your work, even if it doesn't get picked up by an agent, which, like I said, I'm going to try to do that as I spend time editing and saving money to be able to do traditionally publish the right way. So I'm still going to try to do that, but I'm okay with either outcome. So that's all I got for you this time. Stick around and I'll probably talk to you about my editing process, because like I said, it's gonna be a long one. So thanks for sticking around, and you can visit my website at leilanilopez.com, LeiLaniLopez, though I recommend following my Instagram because that's where I do daily updates. Again, Leilani Lopez, Leilani Lopez, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.